What's up, Master Universe fans? I am the 80s Transformer fan. You are watching George Reviews, and today on George Reviews, we'll be taking a look at Master Universe Origins Trapjaw. And you know, I think I just realized that these packages don't say Origins. I don't know if they used to, like on the first wave, but they just say Master Universe Trapjaw. Evil and armed for combat. Modern posing retro play. This one has been priced at $15.85 on clearance. And it has a date of 4/28/21, which is last week as I'm shooting this. A friend of mine grabbed this for me. I've always loved Trapjaw. He's tied for my second favorite Skeletor henchman. I love the interchangeable parts. I love the look, the metal jaw. It was so 80s, so much representation of that era, half man, half machine or robotic parts. I mean, who didn't love this guy? It was so awesome. And I told myself, and I told all the viewers who watch my Master Universe reviews, I am not going to collect this whole line, but I am slowly picking apart the pieces that were dear to me from my childhood and the ones that I find very interesting from this modern wave. And here is the back of the packaging. It has some artwork right there. It has something very interesting that I never even tried to do, never even thought of. He has the claw arm attached to a rope or string, and it's grappling like a Batman grappling hook to the tree, and he's sliding down on that. I never thought. As a kid, I just used it as a claw arm, as a replacement attachment arm for a Trapjaw. It says includes mini comic. Cybernetic criminal can literally arm himself with any weapon he needs for battle. And it shows you can put the weapons in, change the weapons out. Show you has a movable jaw. And that artwork right here is pretty damn good. For the head of Trapjaw, shows the other guys in the wave. I've seen all of these guys. Don't see Scareglow too much. I've never seen Trapjaw in the store. Like I said, my friend grabbed this one. I've seen Orko one time, as this line is very popular. People are grabbing it, picking it up left and right. Also has ages 6 and up. It's been out since 2020. And again, like I say, much as I go to the store, much as I collect figures, Transformers, and everything else, Star Wars, I have not come across this guy yet. But I still have it. And here's a review. Let's get Trapjaw open. Yeah, I don't plan on trying to preserve the box or save it or anything like that. And here's the figure. All the accessories are behind them in this little tie. Get that to the side. And let's check out the mini comic for just a bit. It looks like we have 2 Orkos, a good one and an evil one. I'm saying that judging by the eyes. And this is the regular Orko. And He-Man separating them. Double Trouble. Let's thumb through it real quick. Oh, it looks very interesting immediately. He-Man and Man-E-Face is rocketing towards Grayskull. He-Man opening Grayskull. Trapjaw, Scareglow, and Skeletor lurking. Orko, and it's a bad Orko. I don't know. Here we go. Got Scareglow doing something. Trapjaw grabbing him with the hook. Holding him down. I guess they're going to make another one. And boom. Yep. Skeletor duplicates him. He flies in with some type of list. I'm going to have to read this one. Normally, I don't even care, but this seems so interesting right here. And they got him in a little lock. He sneaks out while they're arguing, of course. And the evil one, he's, whoa, they ain't playing. He's trying to stab He-Man. You got to be kidding me. I take it one of these is Man-E-Faces. Oh, that is so clever. I like that. I like that. I'm going to have to truly go through that. I just wanted to thumb through it real quick and found it real interesting. More than I thought. In the back of the comics, so nostalgic. Has the figures you can get in this wave right back there. Figures for 2020. And let's get the Trapjaw. Let's get them out here. I said Trapjaw's always one of my favorites. I was hoping to find this guy, and then immediately he was like so popular. He was going for like $40 on the aftermarket. Even on Amazon, they had him for like $40. And his bag of goodies, we'll get to that. Let's take a look at Trapjaw. I got some imperfections on mine. Got a little black smudge here, and I think that's actually in the plastic, which sucks. It's in the plastic. That's not just something that rubbed off or paint. Turn them around. That's what happens when you get these guys with multiple paint apps going on. And right here, the paint app is off the sculpt of the boot or the thigh high, whatever this thing is. Same thing on this side, a little bit right there. Then the bottom legs are plastic and not paint, thank goodness. And here is Trapjaw. Let's take a look at his face. His eyes aren't just black this time around. They gave him some little dots or pupils. And here is his open mouth. It's just a black space. Hinges down that far. He has the colors this maroon helmet with the little zip line hole. Man, as a kid, I zip lined the hell out of this damn thing. Used up all the thread in the house. He has the skull on his belt, just like the vintage. It's pretty much just like the vintage figure, of course. They've added an articulation right here. So let's start. I'm going to go ahead and get into articulation. Take his head, 360 right there. Should pop off. Yep. The jaw moves, already did that. Coming to his arm, rotates, 360. It should pop off. Boom. Pop off right there. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he has a pretty good elbow bend right here. Well, I guess it could be a little bit better. I don't know if it's the plastic, but he's almost stuck in the vintage pose. It's not a lot out of that. I thought I said it was pretty good. 360s at the wrist. He has a wrist hinge, and it should detach as well, and it does. So that's cool. He has a good looking sculpted hand. The little robotic piece right here is unpainted, as well as right here is unpainted. Coming to his waist, 360 at his waist, and it should separate right there, and it does. With that back, coming to his legs and thighs. I don't think I've ever tried to pull the thighs and legs off, but I believe they come off too. I'm not really sure. So I don't want to mess with that part. He can get his legs out this far. For a little bit of the splits and to the back. Not a lot to the back because they made the trunk so hard he really can't push it to the back. This is about far back as he can get. And then this is how far frontwards he can get his leg. And it swivels just a little bit. You think it would be more. You got to kind of get it up to swivel it because of the design. Then he swivels at the knee. Oddly enough, I guess to make up for it. And he bends at the knee right there. He has a front to back right there at his foot. And just a little bit of side to side out of his leg bend. And coming to this arm, on this one 360s as well, comes apart. And can you take, oh, the armor's actually molded on. I thought you could take it off, and there's some paint bleed in there. So this might actually be paint. I might be able to get that off, but because I see some in there. And put this attachment back on in here, and let's get the accessories out. I'm going to go for my childhood favorite first, the hook. I don't know why, but the hook was just everything. It harkened back to like pirates. It made them just seem more rough, and I don't know, just the hook. It was just so cool. So you get the hook on here. Makes it pretty long. It's longer than the standard arm, and it rotates at the elbow, and you got a full elbow bend out of that. And you can turn this thing all around any way you want it. It's in any side to side. No side to side out of that. But that is the hook. And just like back in the day, you can store the unused weapons on this belt. Bam, there you go. Next up is the claw, the least used of my weapons as a kid. Wherever that toy is, the claw is with it intact. And it's not as wide as the vintage one. I don't have the vintage one to show you, but the vintage one was a lot wider. This is like more narrow. Seems like it would be more functional in gripping things and operating maybe vehicles or something, using it actually as a second hand, which is cool. And you can store that one on his belt as well. Okay, the hole for this one is pretty small, and I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it in there. And there we go. All right, coming down to most people's favorite, the most featured in the cartoon, the laser. Oh, had it upside down. The sight goes on top. This is the targeting sight, and this is the laser. I wonder if he'll get a animation repaint in this line. They're milking the hell out of it. I know he has another version coming. What is it? Kronos, before he was Trapjaw like in Master of the Universe Classics line. So here he is, all armed up. Really love that. Really love Trapjaw. Always have. He's pretty cool. Other than this little paint splotch that's bothering me a little bit, I think he is really great. I just always love Trapjaw. And that's the funny thing about this line. Like, I'm not going to collect it all, but just there's some figures that just make you smile. There's something in this line for everyone. And just seeing Trapjaw again makes me smile. I did not get that with He-Man or Skeletor that I purchased so far. But this guy, I mean, it just makes you smile. Awesome. Just awesome. All right, now I want to give Trapjaw the size up and the rundown. Here's Trapjaw with Skeletor and Beastman, the only other two Master of the Universe Origin figures I've reviewed to this point. Here he is with Master of the Universe Classics Horde Trooper. Here he is next to my Transformers Masterpiece Wheeljack because they're both mad scientists. And here he is next to Star Wars Black Sea Darth Vader because, you know, they both cybernetics and they both lost their limbs and you get it. Alright fam, that's all I got for Master of the Universe Origins Trapjaw. I know this thing had got real expensive at one point or whatever and was very hard to find. I guess he's still hard to find because I don't see it. But I really love this figure. It throws me back to my childhood. I highly recommend grabbing this guy. The only thing I don't like, the paint apps on the legs could have been better. And the molded in detail here could have been better. And I talked about these little splotches right here. But everything else, the plastic feels good. The toy looks good. And it's such a throwback to 1983. Man, was it 83, 82? Well, it's pretty awesome. I'm really stoked about this toy. I'm like actually going to play with this thing. Might even go to work with me tomorrow. But yeah, and also they could have made this a separate piece right here. And I think when we were kids it was a separate piece, I do believe. But yeah, other than that, no problems with this figure. Love it. Love the nostalgic throwback. And I think that's what this line is for a lot of people. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Why do you collect this line? Is it just a throwback or you just love this line for what it is? I want to thank everybody out there for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.